Questions 11 through 20 on the 2013 Grade 10 Cayley Math Contest. The lines with equations x equals 4 and y equals 3x form a triangle with positive x-axis as shown. The area of the triangle is, well, the area of any triangle is 1/2 base times height. And let's see what we can find for the base and the height in this triangle that's shaded. Well, the base is from there to there, and that's pretty straightforward. That's just 4, since that is x equals 4 right there. And this is the origin. So we put 4. Now, what is the height? Well, the height is here, and that's obviously going to correspond to that point on the y-axis. But how do I get that point? Well, I use this equation. That is the equation of that line, y is equal to 3x. Now, the x-coordinate at this point right here is 4. So I substitute that into this to get the y-coordinate, and that's 12. So 12 represents my height. So there we go. So 1/2 times 4 times 12 is 2 times 12, which is 24. So number 11, the answer is B. If A times x plus b is equal to 3x plus 12 for all values of x, then A plus B equals. All right, interesting question. For all values, so I guess we can substitute anything for x. So let's substitute in a few values and try to solve for A and B. Let's make it easy. X equals 0, and x equals 1. Let's see what happens. So when x is 0, I get A times 0 plus b is equal to 0 plus 12. So that means AB is equal to 12. Okay? Now let's substitute x equals 1 into that equation right here. And when I do, I get A times 1 plus b is equal to 3 plus 12. And that means I've got A plus AB is equal to 15. Well, AB is 12, so that means A plus 12 is 15, and therefore A is 3. Okay, A is 3, substitute that into here. That means 3B is 12, that means B is 4. And they want A plus B, so that would be A plus B is equal to 3 plus 4, and that is 7. So number 12, the answer is D. If an integer x is chosen so that 3x plus 1 is an even integer, which of the following must be an odd integer? So what I like to do is just give a value for x, and then makes it a little easier. So let x equals 3. First, let's see, does that make 3x plus 1 an even integer? 3x plus 1 would be 3 times 3 plus 1, which is 10, and that is indeed even. Okay, so now let's plug x equals 3 into each of the answer choices and see which one turns out to be odd. X plus 3 is 6, x minus 3 is 0, 2x is 6, 7x plus 4 is 25, 5x plus 3 is 18. Now, which one of those is odd? Well, it's that one right there. So number 13, the answer is D. Integers greater than 1,000 are created using the digits 2, 0, 1, 3 exactly once in each integer. What is the difference between the largest and smallest integers that can be created in this way? The largest, of course, put the largest numbers first. So if it's a 4-digit integer, put the 3 first, then the 2, then the 1, and the 0. That's the largest number that you can create with the conditions of the question. The smallest number, you'd say, well, it's going to be 1, 0, 2, 3, right? Yeah, but the number has to be greater than 1,000. So it can't be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, no problem. The number's got to be greater than 1,000, so I have to put at least a 1 as my first of the 4 digits. And then I can use the pattern of making it as small as possible. Put a 0 here, 2 here, 3 here. And that's the smallest possible number I can make with the conditions of the question. And now they want me to subtract them. They want the difference. So 3, 2, 1, 0 minus 1, 0, 2, 3. And that is equal to 2187. And therefore, number 14, the answer is A. The graph shows styles of music on a playlist. Country music songs are added to the playlist so that 40% of the songs are now country. if the ratio of hip-hop songs to pop songs remains the same, what percentage of the total number of songs are now hip-hop? Okay, so what they're basically saying is you're taking your playlist and you're adding to it a whole bunch of country songs. So now your playlist is 40% country. So there we go. Now the remaining songs obviously make up 60%. And they're saying those 60% are going to be pop and hip hop in the same ratio, 35 to 65. So that 60% has to be broken up into 35% pop and 35% pop and 65% hip hop. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, 35% of 60, so 0.35 times 60 is going to be how much percentage is pop, and that's 21%. So 21%, so approximately like that, that's pop. And then the remaining, so this portion here is going to be my hip hop, and that's going to be 65% of 60. And that 0.65 times 60 is 39, I should say. So 39%. Now they're asking in this new playlist, what percentage of the total number of songs are hip hop? Well, it's right here, 39%. So number 15, the answer is E. When 5 to the power 35 minus 6 to the power 21 is evaluated, the units digit is. Well, 5 to the power of something. Let's figure out what the units digit is, first of all, just for 5 to the power of something. I'll just do a few. 5 to the power of 1 is 5. That's 25. That's 125. That's 625. That's 3125. So it looks like 5 to the power of anything has a units digit of 5. So this is going to have a units digit of 5. So 5 to the power of 35 will have a units digit of 5. Okay, now we got to think about the 6. 6 to the power of something. So 6 to the power of 1, 6 to the power of 2, 6 to the power of 3, and so on. Let's see, what do we get? 6, 36, 216, 1, 2, 9, 6, 7, 7, 7, 6. Well, as you can see, the units digit of 6 to the power of anything seems to be 6. Except 0, right? Because 6 to the power of 0 would be 1, but you understand what I mean. As long as the exponent is greater than 1. So 6 to the power of 21 will have a units digit of 6. So now this big number minus this big number is really boiling down to a 5 minus a 6. Well, a 5 minus a 6 is negative 1. Well, you obviously can't have negative 1. But what does negative 1 really mean? It means 1 before. It really means a 9. Now, if you're not sure, if you're not convinced of that, let me give an example. And also another thing that I need to mention before giving you an example is that 5 to the power of 35 is much bigger than 6 to the power of 21. So we're having a situation where you have a bigger number subtracting a smaller number. So I'll do that. I'll take a big number and I'll subtract a smaller value of 6 to the power. So let's do that. 3125 minus 216. This is a very similar scenario. And if you do that, what do you get? 3125 minus 216. You get 2909. So you see how the units digit is 9? So that's how you get the answer. And like I'll repeat one more time, that it's only true if this number is greater than that number. And that's very important, because otherwise, if it's not greater, you would actually get a value of 1. So for example, if the 5 to the power was smaller, so if you had something like 25 minus, say, 1296, you would get a different scenario. You would get, in this case, minus 1271, and you see the units digit is 1. So it's 9 because this is much bigger than that. So number 16, the answer is B. In the diagram, PQ is 19 and QR is 18. and PR is 17. Point S is on PQ, point T is on PR, and point U is on ST. So that QS is equal to SU, UT is equal to TR. The perimeter of PST is. So they want you to find the perimeter of this triangle. Okay, let's label some things. SQ, let's call it X. And this is the same as that. So that means SU is also X. And then SP would be 19 minus X. Very similarly, TR, let's call it Y, or anything really, call it Z, ZY, whatever. And then this is the same as that, so that means UT is also Z. And therefore PT right there is going to be 17 minus Z. Okay, so now let's figure out the perimeter. The perimeter of PST is 19 minus X plus Z plus 17 minus Z. And in a very interesting way, you'll notice that the Z's and the X's cancel, and all you get left with is 17 plus 19, which is 38. So number 17, that should be a 36. Sorry about that. Number 17, the answer is A. A two-digit positive integer x has the property that when 109 is divided by x, the remainder is 4. What is the sum of all such two-digit positive integers x? Well, 109 divided by some number is going to give you an integer value and then a remainder of 4. Okay. All right, so that basically means that 105 divided by that x is giving you an integer. Correct? That's the interpretation. So we have to figure out two-digit numbers that when you divide 105 by them, they give you an integer value. Okay, I can do that. Let's break up 105 into its prime factors. 5 times 3 times 7. So I think I can pretty easily figure out some two-digit numbers that divide evenly into 105. How about 5 times 3? That's 15. That'll work. How about 5 times 7? That's 35. That'll work. And how about 3 times 7? That's 21. That will also work. So these are two-digit numbers, 15, 35, and 21. They divide evenly into 105. And if you divided them into 109, they would give remainders of 4. They want you to find the sum of those numbers. So they want you to find the sum of these three guys. So that means 15 plus 35 plus 70 plus 21. And that is equal to 71. So 71 is the answer to number 18. That's choice D. In the diagram, PQ is parallel to RS. Also, Z is on PQ and X is on RS. If Y is located between PQ and RS so that angle YXS is 20 and ZYX is 50, what is the measure of QZY? So this is one of those very common angle chasing questions. And here we go. Well, let's see. Let's label anything that they've given us. They've told us that YXS is 20. So this angle in here is 20. And then they've told us ZYX. ZYX is 50, so this is 50. All right. Anything else? I don't think so. Okay, so let's label some angles now. This angle in here, anything you want, I'll just call it X. This angle in here, I'll call Y. And therefore this angle is going to be 180 minus 50 minus Y, because the sum of the angles of a triangle add up to 180. And therefore this angle in here, since all the angles about a line add up to 180, this angle is going to be 180 minus that 20 minus that 180 minus 50 minus Y, like that. This angle. All right, now we have a Z pattern. These angles form a Z pattern, and because these two lines are parallel, that means that this angle is the same as that angle. And that's also called alternate angles. So by alternate angles, x plus y, this guy right here, is equal to 180 minus 20 minus 180 minus 50 minus y. This angle right in there. Okay, so let's solve this. X plus y is 160 minus 180 minus 180 minus 50 is 130, so minus 130, and then minus y is plus y. Okay, so the y's cancel, and that becomes 160 minus 130, which is just 30. So x is 30 right here, and I believe QZY is this guy. Yeah, x. That's what they wanted me to figure out. So I figured that out, and it's 30. So number 19, the answer is A. Jack and Jill exercise along the same route. Jill jogs the first half of the route at 6 kilometers per hour, runs the remainder of the route at 12 kilometers per hour, and takes a total time of X hours. Jack walks the first third of the route at 5 kilometers per hour, runs the remainder at 15 kilometers per hour, and takes a total time of Y hours. Which of the following is equal to X over Y? Okay, let's break this up, Jack and Jill, and here we go. So let's do the calculations for Jill. And throughout this question, we're going to use that famous formula, speed is equal to distance over time, or any variation of that formula, like time is equal to distance over speed. Okay, so let me see here. What's the story for Jill? She is initially jogging the first half of her route. So if we're going to use this formula, half of the route is distance over 2. And her speed when she is doing that is 6. And then she is going the same route, so another d over 2, but this time obviously a little bit faster, 12 kilometers per hour. And that's going to calculate her total time. Okay, so nothing, no tricks here, just the basic formula. And they tell me that her total time is x. Okay, so that basically means that's x. So let's do this math here. Top and bottom by 2 to get a common denominator. So I get d plus d over 2 over 12. X is therefore 3d over 2 times 1 over 12. X is 3d over 24. X is d over 8. Okay, that's so far so good. Now let's go to Jack and see what his story is. Again, in a very similar way. Jack walks the first third. Okay, so d over 3 for him over s, which is 5 in that first scenario. And then the remainder, which would be 2/3 of d at 15 kilometers per hour. And they're telling me his total time is y. Okay, so that equals y. And again, adding fractions now. So we got d plus 2 over 3d over a common denominator of 15. And so we got, let's see, 5d, I believe, when you make this a common denominator. Yeah, 5d over 3 times 1 over 15 when you invert and multiply. And that gives me d over 9. Yeah. Okay, x is d over 8, y is d over 9. I have to figure out x over y. X over y is d over 8 over d over 9. So invert and multiply d over 8 times 9 over d. And the d's cancel, and you get left with just 9 over 8. And therefore, number 20, the answer is A.